Okay, so for the Batman, it's a 2022 new Batman movie that it's sort of more of a mystery than the other films. We have a year two Batman played by Robert Pattinson, and then it's directed by Matt Reeves, who he had done the Planet of the Apes movies, the final two, and I had watched all those, and I really like how he handles his sort of style, how he handles cinematography and camera work. I really enjoy his stuff. He's a very talented director. And so when I heard that he was doing the Batman, it just pushed it up even more. And so this was my most anticipated film of the entire year of 2022. I'd been looking forward to it. I loved all the trailers. I loved the theme. I loved the sort of stuff that we were seeing with Batman and how brutal he was. And then the reviews came out, and a ton of people said it was like one of the best Batman movies, like right there with The Dark Knight, right below it. It was amazing, like 10 out of 10. And so it heightened my expectations even more. And my final thought after watching it was maybe I got too hyped up for it. Maybe I was looking forward to it too much that it sort of faltered under my expectations. And that's why I'm going to have to give it a rewatch to fully solidify my thoughts on it, but I loved it. It was great, but it wasn't as good as I was hoping it would be. Let me just start. The acting here is like top notch. All the actors do an amazing job. I loved it all. The new Batman, the new world, this Gotham feels very lived in. It feels real. It feels very sort of gritty and more hardcore than the other Batman worlds. Robert Pattinson as Batman. The only thing that I've seen him from is Goblet of Fire, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. And I see him on the Twilight poster, so he always seems like not the guy that would be Batman, but now he's Batman. And he just does a great job of sort of inspiring fear into the audience in Gotham. Like, if you see this Batman walking in the shadows, you're gonna want to run away. The other Batmans, you're not really freaked out by them. You don't feel like they're that big of a threat. This guy is scary, which is a great thing. I really enjoyed it. Just going by the characters, first off, Riddler, I thought he was good. He wasn't as good as I was hoping he would be, but his riddles definitely way better than Jim Carrey Riddler from Batman Forever. But he's good. He's not amazing. He's good. Catwoman, I feel like she was a bit over-sexualized. I've heard that problem coming up a few times, and it's not a huge thing. Like, they've made bigger problems in the past with different stuff like this, but I do feel like she wasn't as good as I was hoping it would be. In the romance between her and Bruce, it didn't feel like a real romance. It's like, hey, we both dress up in black, we both fight crime, want to hook up, and that's what it is. And then you have this weird scene where Batman's just creeping on her. Now, watching her get dressed is just like weird. You don't usually see that for Batman, but this is a year two Batman. He's a bit younger, a bit more impulsive, so you can sort of understand that. Penguin in this movie, I wanted more of him, and I think he's getting like his own show, so I can understand that. Other things here, if I just think Alfred, Andy Serkis, I was sort of looking forward to it. He doesn't really do too much of this, so I feel a bit disappointed. I don't really feel a whole bunch of emotion for this Alfred. And then the final thing here, Commissioner Gordon. I thought he was a good Gordon. Like, he seemed to be working really well with Batman. But for me, my favorite Gordon's always going to be the one from The Dark Knight. He just works so well. So, this movie, the actors, the characters I thought were pretty good. And then, next thing to talk about is the soundtrack. Like, the score is what I should say. This score and also this soundtrack works so well. Like, there's this one song that keeps playing through the entire song, and I really liked it. And then also the score, I'm going to give you like a little 15-second sample. The score here, just listen to it. I really enjoyed this. yeah, so the score is great there. And then the cinematography is also top notch. I really love what they did here. The mysteries, how it all works out. I really enjoyed it. Why I'm praising it so much, why it didn't 100% work for me, I think is just some of the things I felt like a bit too predictable, a bit stuff like I was sort of had seen all of it because I've been watching the trailers. So it didn't give me that extra layer of like amazement, like wow. And I feel partially that might be because of like the villains. Catwoman, Penguin wasn't in it that much. Catwoman I didn't like her as much as I thought I would. And Riddler was good, but he wasn't amazing because he's weird. He's got like a YouTube channel, and then he's a serial killer. So he gets a bunch of people who's following his YouTube channel who are also ready to kill people. And that's the end of the movie, like all Riddler's minions fighting Batman. And so I found that a bit ridiculous, but still the movie, I like how it starts and how it ends. That's probably my favorite thing. Batman just doing these narrations. Probably my favorite part of the movie because I wasn't expecting it. It was something different and I really enjoyed it. So overall, the Batman, I enjoyed it. One more thing that I probably should mention. It seems like Batman is invincible in this movie. Like he gets shot so many times and he's just fine. And then sometimes he'll get shot and he'll just be hit down and he'll be shot off the building or whatever, and it's that sort of takes a little bit of unbelief here, and he feels invincible, but then there's certain moments where they're like, oh wait, he can't be 100% invincible, let's just have this one guy shoot him and it'll harm him this time. So that was a bit of a negative for me. So overall, I'm sort of debating if I should give it a 9.5. Haven't really decided yet, so I'm going to give it another rewatch. Maybe I'll do another video, but it's sort of at that thing where is it going to be a 9? Is it going to be a 9.5? I don't know. Right now, I'm feeling more towards the 9. So we'll give it a 9 out of 10 right now. In the future, it's really close there. It might move up a bit. So I enjoyed this movie quite a bit. It was great. Might make that 9.5. We'll see. And if we're getting into spoilers here, a few things that I wanted to talk about in specifics. The number one here is Joker. A lot of people are sort of talking about it like, we're tired of Joker. We don't want to see any more Joker. The whole thing with Joker, there's a little scene where Joker and Riddler are laughing at the end of the movie. And it doesn't really play as a cameo. Well, it sort of plays as a cameo, but it doesn't play as a like, in the Batman Begins, they're like, oh, there's this guy named Joker. He leaves calling cards behind. No, this is just like Joker's here. And Matt Reeves, he says that he wants to more solidify it, like Joker has this disease where he laughs, and that's what his whole thing is. And he has this disease where he's got a smile. And it might sound a bit ridiculous, but he said he wanted to ground Joker, and he doesn't know what he's going to do with him. There was this deleted scene where Batman interrogates Joker, and I really enjoyed it. So, I think how they handled it, it's good enough. I feel like Joker, there's been just so many that I'm feeling a bit tired of it, but Joker was my favorite movie of 2019, and that was going against Avengers Endgame and Knives Out, some amazing movies. So, we'll see where that goes, and then other more specifics. How the movie ends with Catwoman being gone, Penguin is still there to be interrogated. No, not interrogated, but he's still there in the crime world. And then there's that one scene where this guy gets blown up, and Batman takes a bomb to the face and is 100% fine. That was a bit of just another straining the credibility. So that was just a little spoiler section right there. So overall, I enjoyed the Batman. I thought it was good. Great. It wasn't as amazing as I thought it would be, but I still enjoyed it. I definitely recommend if you got HBO, just check it out, give it a watch. It's 3 hours long. It didn't really affect me. I didn't really feel the 3 hours, but I was watching it in chunks since we lost the power when I was watching it, and so I was watching it in chunks. But I enjoyed it. I'd recommend it. It's pretty good superhero movie to start off. the year. And so, enjoyed it. Thank you everybody for watching. Leave your comments down below on what you thought of the Batman. I'm Braden. This is Max Reviews. Braden out.